Okay, so we decided to bump up the YouTube channel. It's been a bit dry of late, and we decided to have this comprehensive look at the shiny metal, the gold, right? And we're gonna do multi-time frame analysis, starting from the higher, moving down, just to have like an overview of what is happening and of course what we should be expecting. One thing you would always hear me say is ART, the ART, the art of trading, where the A stands for area of interest, the R, reaction to that area of interest, and then T, the trigger, what you use to enter the market. So based on the art of trading, right, art, painting, first thing you can see clearly, right, that catches your attention is the massive, and I say massive uptrend. Now, this is the weekly time frame that we're starting with. To this massive uptrend from the ATFs, from the higher time frames, already tells you that the bulls, the buyers, are the ones that are in control on this particular time frame, right? And then from here, what should we be expecting generally? What should we be expecting? When you have a massive move like this, of course, you expect the market to push even further up, right? But then you need pullbacks. You need market to pull back to some certain areas and then to pick up some speed, momentum, and then push higher. So we mark those areas here. And by the way, looking at this chart dating back to 2018, you'll notice something very important here from about 2019, 2020. You can see we had these highs over here, which then formed a 2075 resistance. And then we had market retest this again, right? Resistance, tested again as resistance and reacted as resistance, came back, tested as resistance. That's about one, two, and then also here, three. But on the third time, it reacted a bit, but this time around, as the bulls have been knocking on this particular resistance, what happened? There was a breakout. When we break out here, you can see that here, price didn't come out to test this. It formed another area of resistance here, and then later broke out yet to test this, untested. The same thing happened again, broke out, untested. So we keep on seeing multiple untested areas. And just like magnets, prices are attracted to orders, order flow. And clearly you have a lot of people, well, from this time frame, these are like the position traders because you wouldn't find scalpers waiting here for so long. But at the same time, as you have position traders here, they have placed pending orders here and here and here, and they have been waiting for weeks, months, and maybe even years, right? So we're just showing you the areas to pay attention to from the higher time frame and what the market is doing from the higher time frame. And then we're going to work our way down because in as much as the market is going up, showing strength in buyers, there needs to be pullback. Who is going to do the pullback? It's the sellers. So we need to look at things from the 2 points of views, the buyers and the sellers. Now moving over to the daily time frame. Now this is where things start to get interested. Remember, we have all our levels marked out from the 2075 back dating to like 2019, 2020, and then the three bounces. I can see these areas clearly what's happening as untested. Now we have this rising wedge, as you can see. Price broke out here, quite all right, and it's pushing higher. But with this rising wedge, right, nobody has to tell you that there is also what we call divergence, right? If you are a RSI, relative strength indicator type of trader or MACD, you should know that we most likely should have form of divergence here. And when we have divergence, it tells us also that price should, not would, should be reversing, sooner than later. And from what we have over here from this rising wedge, I could also do this. I could also duplicate this particular trend line and push it higher in this manner, just in case price wants to push higher to hit this area. That means that in as much as it has broken out from this triangle wedge, we still have this as a sort of flag rising channel flag pattern or whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you have a good understanding of what price is doing and wants to do. Because at the end of the day, it's a story that we are watching. This is like a movie, or this is like your episodes, your seasons, or whatever. And at one point in time, you should have a rough idea what's going to happen. Oh, is the person that got bitten, is it going to turn into a vampire? Right? Most likely, obviously, because you know that is the storyline. So based on the storyline, you saying it over and over again, saying this over and over again, we have a fairly good understanding of what might most likely happen. It might still push higher, quite all right, it might still push higher. Now, this is the daily time frame. Don't forget, we're dropping down time frames from the weekly. Now we're on the daily, and then we'll drop down some more. So looking at this area is very, very crucial to the sellers because obviously they want to look for entries here. I'll tell you this, if you're watching this and you understand the aspect of fading or like martingale trading, we have people that already start fading their sell positions, either from here or maybe even from here or whatever, meaning that they are putting in multiple sell positions. Why? So that when it eventually turns, whether it turns from here or it turns higher, they're putting in more short positions, right? But don't forget, this is profitable. There's no strategy that is not profitable. It's highly profitable, but also highly risky. You must be able to understand your risk management and calculate your lot size appropriately because you are accumulating more losses in anticipation of it turning, and then you having like three, four positions in profit, which of course will give you, maximum profit at the end of the day. Yes, some people trade that way, but know yourself, know your account balance, know your risk that you're going to be putting in, and then know where to start fading and so on. But that will probably be another story for another day. Except I get a comment after this video is posted that you like to know more about, using the martingale or fading, strategy. That I could shed more on it. But based on this daily time frame, this weird triangle we have here, or this channel flag pattern rising, you can see we have this here as untested. This was actually the February highs, right? This was untested, last month's highs. And then as this is untested, we also have this as untested. This will probably be around 3,000 level of area of interest, and this is like 2790 or something. So we have these key areas here that we are paying attention to because we have pending orders. You can't tell me that we don't have people that have buy limits here, right? If you are watching this video and you have a buy limit here waiting, just let us know. We can obviously see the charts of people in Asia, in North America, in Africa, in different parts of the world. But trust me, with experience, there are orders here. The question now is, are the orders here enough to attract price to come back to fill them? And are the others, enough also to push them back up, assuming price gets there? Don't forget, we've had multiple untested areas, multiple. And that means that we could even have like a flash crash. A flash crash, meaning that the market could just do like a switch, a quick, that sounds like a slash, but whatever. That sounds like a whip, but whatever. Now, the market could just quickly do that and then push higher, right? Because it's picking up orders and then pushing higher and moving on. Now let's quickly drop down time frames. And I want to drop down to 1 hour. Instead of dropping down to 4 hours, we'll drop down to 1 hour, right? And then we'll probably stop at 1 hour. Now looking at what's happening here on the 1 hour time frame, you can see we still have our um wedge from the daily and so on still showing. But then we also have this, right? At the start of this week, we're looking at this area. You can see it has pushed higher to this area here. So we're still keeping an eye here. Now, as it pushed here, you can see that this was another rising channel, rising flag pattern inside the daily one. So if you decide to place a sell here, now as I'm telling you this, if you're going to place a sell here, right? First of all, know the type of trader that you are. This is counter trend trading, which simply means that you are going against the trend. And then you should be able to understand your risk and how you're going to manage your trades. Because if I was going to place a sell here, let's assume my stop loss could be above these highs here. If I get knocked out, maybe I might have another sell pending order here. I might have maybe like a sell pending order here, and here obviously will be sell pending. So once it pushes higher, takes out your stop loss, you have another sell. But then some could not put a stop loss here, but just have another pending order here to sell. That is the aspect of fading that we're talking about. And it could have another one higher and so on and so forth. But it's up to you. Know the type of trader that you are. First of all, are you a trend trader or are you a counter trend trader? Another thing I would even tell you that even if you are a trend trader, there is a way to enter this market as a counter trend major move. What do you have to do? Wait for the market to start to show you signs of like higher, lower highs rather. This is a high over here. This is a low over here. Then this is a high that is lower than this. So, right, so you can call this like a lower high or higher low or whatever you want to call it. And then from here, market drops. So then you have been able to witness this, showing you that the strength in the buyers pushing back to these highs has dropped, and then you can decide to enter on a breakover here, or if you have a pullback from here to this area or this area here. So you could have an entry here, you can have an entry here on the pullback, or you could have an entry here, depending on how this plays out. So if you want to go straight into counter trend trading, you can place an entry here to sell. Now, this is not an advice, by the way, guys. I'm just telling you what I can see and what I'm expecting and how the market usually moves. Because if you look at the market from different angles, you see the higher highs and the higher lows that price keeps on, making. That is exactly how price moves. Price moves in waves. Price moves in highs and lows. Based on the highs and the lows, based on the formation, it lets you know the strength with respect to the buyers or the strength with respect to the sellers at that point in time. This here is very, very crucial. And I, for one, am keeping an eye on it. I have price alerts set, and I'm just waiting for further clues to pull the trigger. Don't forget the art of trading. We have our area of interest, which is here. You can see as it's tapping, excuse me, as it's tapping on these higher trend lines. That is the area. You can see the reaction. You can see that it is stalling. As it is stalling there, it is telling you that there is a fierce battle here. So far, so good. There's a battle here between the buyers and the sellers. The buyers are still wanting to push it higher, but the sellers are showing no, it is time to go down. It is time to go down from the hourly time frame here, 1 hour time frame. So let's see how this unfolds. Don't forget, this is an area of interest on its own. You can see the reaction. Your trigger could be any form of candlestick formation, or you could just base it off what is happening here. And if you want to be on the safe side for like a TT move on this hourly time frame, trend move on this hourly time frame, then wait for the market to start to give you signs in this manner. One could even use Fibonacci retracement. It's up to you. But look at markets in waves, look at markets in highs, look at markets in lows, and then to help you to approach the market properly. Now I'm going to be rounding up this video. You watch it to the end. Hopefully it helps you. Please don't forget, pay attention to what happens after. It's not just the analysis, but it's what happens after. Is it going to prove us right? Is it going to prove us wrong? Is it going to still push higher the more? Don't forget, on the daily, we have this upper trend line here on the daily where it could still push higher before we finally find that drop in price to follow it down, either as a straight counter trend trader or as a trend trader based on it giving you further clues. Whatever the case may be, well, I would update it in good time. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be here in the comment section to answer your questions. Thank you guys, and I catch you at the same time next time, probably in the next video, hopefully sooner than later. Okay, thank you guys, and cheers for now. Bye.